Hello everyone and welcome to another one of these SEA Games replays, but this time it's a little different. It is gonna be the lower bracket itself already. So the journey to the lower bracket, we saw it come to a head there and then on the lower bracket finals way back at the start of this month. But now it's time to see some of the journeys that we might be able to spot out some of these matches that maybe you were wondering how did they go on that day. So first things first, in this best of 5, we are going to be on the lower half of the bracket yet again. Big shoutouts to the guy shown already here on the bottom right. It's going to be Kun, aka Malaysia's Ranger, the one who sent all these in and made these replays happen. And his opponent on the top left, it's going to be the Blue Terran of Prastwit, aka it's going to be Thailand StriKE playing on in Ephemeron to start things off. So already proxy racks here and now from StriKE. He is going to be trying to get that early aggression on. In the meantime, Ranger going to be setting things up with that usual pylon, looking to block the Reaper from its most usual line of movement. So anyways, guys, this is one of the biggest matches, honestly, in the bracket. Last time Ranger and StriKE were able to face off against one another was WESG for that 3rd place, 4th place matchup, even though both of these guys are going to be moving on into the SEA qualifiers this February. From what I've heard, it was still a big matter of placements to say the least. Anyway, though, already Ranger going to be sending out that scouting probe, but already into a tech lab from StriKE. We are going to be seeing potentially Marauders to go for the harass, especially going to be good to deal with any early kind of stalker play in this scenario. Anyway, though, the SEA region having so much of a heyday with the SEA Games just this month, especially the WSG, and I can't wait for the upcoming one on February. It's gonna be pretty exciting to see how these guys have improved overall, new patch and all. Anyway, though, the probe does go down, I believe, 22 workers though to 17 as we are going for the early aggression. But Ranger might be realizing it's a little late here from StriKE. Does he have more than that? He saw the barracks building by the 2-minute mark. So this has to be either an early expansion somewhere else or something coming his way. So into the concussive shot cheese we go, and pylons are set on up with a shield battery as well. He's already feeling that he needs to be more on the defensive due to the fact that he doesn't see much on that main base. It's gonna be all about playing safe rather than being sorry, to say the least. And in the meantime, oh, there you go, we are gonna have that shield battery on up as well. And with concussive shells ready to go, the Adept gonna be looking to find what is coming. Oh, Ranger though, gonna be bringing in some SCVs, and already 3 racks into that build, gonna be getting in the way as well. The Adept though might get caught behind, signing out the next transfer to get into the front line yet again. And the shield battery doing the healing that needs to be done. Probes pulled as well to go for the SCB, but one SCB still constructing along the way, and this Adept gonna go down pretty early. Oh, Range though in a bad spot. He's gonna be chrono boosting out that Oracle, gonna be so strong against these infantry down below, especially the Marines. And does Ranger need more shield batteries in this situation? Seems like it is the case, as here comes more and more of that production. Pylon gonna be in behind as well, because this Artosis pylon, as soon as it goes down, it will shut down all kinds of production. So buildings being built here and now by Ranger. By StriKE in the meantime, still keeping on the pressure. Here comes the infantry yet again by the ramp. The probes right now trying to do as much as they can to be the tank in this scenario. Finally though, power is restored. Shield batteries are there as well to keep the effective HP of these probes pretty high. But in the end, that's 17 workers going on down. Good hit here, courtesy of StriKE, striking out the heart of his opponent, and he finishes up that bunker. And now this Natural gonna be in such a bad spot. Oracle going for the Tase as well. Gonna be running out of battery with that Pulsar Beam. The Marauders yet again with so much pressure. That Stalker up on top. And this is a situation where it truly is do or die here for Ranger. StriKE keeping the Marauders on. We are going to see a Zealot right here, right now, but no charge means that Star Step is going to be the answer all throughout. Bring around Rosie right now for the probes, trying to get in behind yet again, and all the way back into the base. We are seeing a factory as well as an engineering base, so we do have StriKE keeping the macro on, as well as keeping the pressure on up. He does stop producing some units, so interesting enough, he isn't going to be building any of those Rax units anytime soon. Instead, the Oracle going to be sent on out. Marauder finally going down in that scenario. Well, Lone Marine as well as a Marauder. Here we go again with the funnel. But this time it might be the Oracle's revenge. Never mind though. Missile turret already in the way. Going for the hits yet again. Can he get a kill onto one? Yes, the refinery builder will go down. Into the factory now we go. Slowing down the tech. And this Oracle getting 2 SCV kills. Still pretty much stopping that production so far in terms of the Tech 3. But it's very dire here and now for Ranger. He is going to be trying to get back at this game on that main base though. Still stuck on one base right now with that Nexus under duress. And we do have StriKE keeping the pressure on. So overall, a good cheese start here for StriKE. Can't go for the killing blow as of yet. And Ranger's still in this game, but he is hanging on by a thread. 10 workers to 21. And with that proxy barracks just around, makes it a lot easier to keep the funnel going. Now, the Oracle going to scout out that rack, see something in production. Expecting more Marauders along the way. Reactor check here and now for the racks as well. We have the factory ready. Can go for the double pump Hellions. And maybe even the double pump Medivacs later on. Nexus though does fall. And without the second base, it is going to be a siege here and now courtesy of StriKE. He's waiting on the outside, sends in that first Hellion already. Centered though in position. And oh, it's time for the Hellion to be only for scouting as the wheels do fall on down. Anyway, with this Oracle though, it really is going to be a Ranger trying to get some economic damage done. That lone flyer gets a scan on out as well, sees nothing amiss. And the Protoss taking out their anger against the plates along the way. Anyway, still a hit squad waiting on the outset. Oh, SCVs do go down yet again. The Marines standing no real chance against Micro there. 10 kills already for this Oracle. But maybe as soon as this Liberator comes on out, that might be the show. 11 kills right now. Make that 12. And the Liberator going on the other side instead. Where is Ranger sending that one out? And where is StriKE rather sending that one out? And speaking of StriKE right now, the barracks going to be used for some vision, allowing potentially Marines and Marauders to get some damage done. Here we go though with the Guardian Shield, trying to mitigate some damage. Sentry will go down already. Zealot being slowed pretty handily. And this is StriKE, just using as much of the bio that he can use in this scenario. Honestly, StriKE, you could say one of the best, if not the best in Thailand, has already been participating in so much to begin with. Especially the local scene with those Africa TV tournaments, as well as hopping into that AU scene. One out on the Thai qualifiers for WESG 2019. But anyway, now it is going to be time for Ranger yet again to send in that Hero Oracle. Gets a lock on though. And finally, the Cyclone gonna get the kill. But that's a lot of damage done, honestly, by one Oracle. 12 FCVs do go down compared to 23. Still anyone's game in this scenario. But it really is the tide turning in favor of StriKE in this scenario. Now, good on Ranger, he does set up 3 pylons and he is playing that slow stalker game, but as soon as the Marauders decide to come on up, it might be their saving grace. Shield barriers though still having a lot of energy. Now the Warp Gate might go down here and now Adept's in behind trying to get damage done, takes care of a Marine, zips on to the other side. Now we do see Ranger changing a little bit of that tech as the Warp Gate falls. We are going to see the Void Ray instead. It's going to be anyhow effective, especially to deal with this barracks floating up on top and to begin with. Still though, here we do have that Void Ray looking for the Tazon down, gets the first kill onto that Marauder, and that prismatic alignment doing so much against armored as well. Now the barracks has to evacuate, and this is going to be Ranger gaining ground for the time being. Finally, that one Void Ray is the answer here, and now doesn't have enough of that anti-air to deal with in the first place. And this can be StriKE going for that second base instead. Looking to play the defense, he is still ahead, has gone pretty much up in terms of that Tech 3. But he hasn't gotten any on the +1 as yet, as the Tech Lab will get spotted. Finally gonna go down, and we have space created here for Ranger. The Nexus though, finally gonna be able to work on that natural, and this is gonna be a situation where the economic advantage might slowly start to even things out. Anyway, the Terran always has that advantage with the mills in the first place, and can get into really good quality tier units like the BC. Not really the best here on the PvT, but instead you can go for some mech play as well. Taurus might be effective. You can go for the siege tanks, those liberators, those cyclones as well. Lock on, such a big deal against many armored units. But anyway, here we go with the revelation. Gonna get the quick little scouts along the way. The Oracle backing on as well. And in the meantime, now we are gonna see more and more saturation here for Ranger, trying to send in some probes there onto that low ground, and his army is just out in front. So basically a little bit of a reset here, and now early aggression there from StriKE really panning out in a good way to stop any kind of sides against him. But at the same time, wasn't really able to go for the crippling blow. It was annoying. It forced Ranger to be on the defensive, yes, but it still was enough to really pull the chokehold on. He was stuck on that low ground instead as soon as the shield batteries were in position. Good decision making there from our Malaysian player. And the Thai Terran now will have to weather the assault. We are going to see a little bit of revenge, but it's times 2 the army here, and now for StriKE. Ranger gonna spot out that lone marine, might be able to see everything coming his way. In the meantime though, Adept's trying to find an opening into that natural, and we'll go for the hamper against the SCVs along the way. One of them quite low already. Here we go, the siege tank though, and oh, the supply depot is left on down, and into the natural we go. These Adepts gonna have a field day in this scenario. Might be a pull here and now from StriKE. Ranger in the meantime microing them to the minerals, and here comes the thunder yet again. The Viking out in front, getting scout along the way. 6 SCVs have gone down, but eventually the Adepts are cleaned on up. And we do see Ranger with a lone proxy probe there, may be able to get up high on R2. In the meantime though, this is scary army courtesy of our Terran player, and will Ranger be able to weather the storm? The Cyclone gets a lock in, free kill onto the Stalker, but Force Field's gonna shut that one down. Here comes the barracks yet again, slow and steady wins the race, says our Terran. And the siege tanks looking to siege on from behind. Immortal though out in front, trying to get the phase disruptors on. Might be able to get a good hit or two, but that long range bombardment courtesy of the siege tanks, putting in the pressure. Now shield batteries yet again up and about, courtesy of a Ranger. But StriKE really hammering home against those defensive options. And really, this is a news getting tighter and tighter. The shield battery is that squirm to try and stay alive. But as soon as the chair gets kicked, this has to be Ranger on a knife's edge. Medivac though up on top. Here we go yet again with another set of barracks. And StriKE right now coming closer and closer. The Robo Bay is out and about as well. But will we get a Colossus in time? As here comes the Stimpak on in. Combat Shield coming on as well. Blink though. Here for that Stalkers. Will it be enough? Gets a Graviton Beam on. Can the Combat Shield actually make it into this fight? Or will the show be over? That's the real question. Void Ray though still getting some free hits. 10 kills already. Bombardment from behind. And apparently this Void Ray putting in some work. Immortal there as well. Good units here and now for Ranger. But will he be enough? Because that's going to be the last Immortal falling. GG is called. And the first game goes over to StriKE. He really got the early aggression on. Very, very well done there for our Thai player. And I'll see you guys into game number 2 in this best of 5.